So I feel like something I haven't talked about a lot is my experience with the paranormal world, and a lot of that I feel like I've suppressed over the years, and very few people know this about me actually, but especially when I was very young, I feel like I've always had sort of that connection with the paranormal world, and I feel like secondhand I've experienced stories like I remember like being like, oh, Aunt Joe, like who's that man in your bathroom or whatever, and then my
Now, what side of the family is Aunt Joe on?
my mom's sister, my
Okay.
Aunt Joe. And I would be like, oh, who's that man in your bathroom? Like, there's a man in your bathroom. And, like, experiences like that. Like, who's that lady swinging on the swings outside? Like, I've always been that little kid that I've always had that experience that, like, I was in tune to that type of thing. And, like, I've always been, like, more, like, in tune with the spiritual world, I guess. And, I don't know. I feel like over the years, like people have picked up on that when I was younger and drawn attention to it, and like over time, I've like seen like maybe like shadow people, or I've seen like things like, oh, this room in particular gives me like very heavy feelings, or like I don't feel good about this room, and then I thought that was just like a natural thing when I was a little kid, and then when people kind of brought it out and like brought attention to me, I was like, this isn't normal. And then like throughout the years, I kind of like felt like scared about it. Like I did, like for example, when my mom, who was my mom's mom, so like my great grandma,
Yeah, great, yeah.
passed away, and like I saw her and like woke up and was like having a conversation with her, and like eventually I brought two and two together, and I was like, this isn't something that people typically experience. So it kind of like the fact that people were drawing attention to it made me scared as a kid.
Yeah.
And I know that like they say like kids are very much more in tune to the spiritual world,
As I've heard. Yeah.
so like the fact that people brought that to my attention, that it wasn't normal, and that I don't know, it was like a weird experience, I guess. I sort of got scared. So, like, I would tell myself and tell the spiritual world, like, I'm not interested. Like, please do not bother me. Like, I want no parts of this. And then, like, as I got older, I'm kind of in that midpoint. I'm like, I want to get more in tune with that, but I also don't want to draw any negative energy as well. Like, I don't want to experience any like negative
like demons or
negative spirits, but I still would like to kind of channel that spiritual world, especially with like loved ones. And like I've always been the type of person that like if I go to a place, I'll have like a bad vibe or a good vibe, or like, oh, something like about this room is like weird or whatever, but like
doesn't rub you the right way.
Yeah, but I feel like I want to get back more into that world without bringing any like negative energy.
That's crazy. I mean, so like what was the very first time that you actually did experience, like you knew for a fact that like this was not real life, this was the other side?
I mean, like that I knew. My mom used to say that like I would talk on like baby monitors and like all that creepy shit. Like,
and you see that shit in horror movies.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing. You see that.
I feel like just some kids are just born with that and like in tune to that. But like the first I like knew, I guess, was when, like I said in the example, like with my aunt, like the house she used to live in, I would be like, why is there a man in like your shower, or like who's on the swing outside?
So
like,
you were seeing
and
things
then my family would be like, no one's out there. What
so you were seeing things that or people that weren't there that you thought like they were just strangers visiting the house or something.
Yeah, so like some of it like was me like suppressing it, and then other times like my sister, for example, or like would be like, what do you see now? Or like, you know what I mean? They were like treating me like Like, I was like,
But
not that I
you,
want to, and I know they're probably going to listen at one point, so I don't want to offend anyone, but like, not like a circus act, but like, Alexa, do you feel any like negative energy here? Do you see anything here? Like, feel out the area, whatever. They would use me as like a test.
but it's not. I wouldn't even say it was really a test, but it's just like maybe you were the one that
I feel like
actually
being
could.
naive to it was like for the best. Like me just being like, yeah, like I see that thing.
Nonchalant.
Like
Yeah.
very rarely I feel like it was a negative energy. Like sometimes like more in my like more like adult years, I feel like I've seen like shadow people. Like have you ever had experience with shadow people?
I have, and we'll
Like
get into that for me, I'll get into that in a later time because that's a whole world of other things. This is just first experiences, but
like I thankfully have never had super negative experiences, but like when I was very young, I would have like a very descriptive description of someone like
it's a vivid memory.
they were wearing this and their face looked like this and blah blah blah. But like then as I got older, I feel like I was just like it was just like a shadow like lurking or whatever. Like when I was younger, it was a more vivid description. When I was older, it was like more like shadow people. And now I feel like I've suppressed it so much that like my mind has kind of like blocked it off. But like I want to learn how to get in tap with that without bringing like I guess any negative energy. Like I want to be able to see the spirit world without being scared.
Well,
I
yeah.
guess because it could be scary.
And I think that so for me, which is on a complete opposite spectrum, because you were seeing people that you did not know.
Oh, I've seen people I know.
No, I'm saying for your first experience.
Oh yeah.
Mine was right away someone I knew. And it actually was not having to do with me. It's just I knew that the closest thing to me was actually being seen by my sister, and I hate knowing she's going to watch this. And I know she is because she loves this shit too, and she loves all the shit you watch and listen to, so she's going to be listening to this. So shout out to you, Kelly. But she had encountered my pop-up, who was my dad's dad for... I was not too long after he died, actually, but I was 12, so that would have made her, hold on, 1, 2, 3, about 16, maybe, something like that. And the first time she said she was, so she used to stay up like holy shit late, and she was in the room where I am currently now. So I'm back at mom's place. I'm 30 years old, still looking for a place, and long story about that one. So anyway, she used to be in the side room all the way in, the back of the house, but it was kind of like the side. If you're looking at the front of the house, she's the furthest to the left. So she'd come out there to go out the front door to go smoke a cigarette or whatever. And they always say the dead time or whatever they say is like 3
a.m. Yeah.
3 to 4, right?
3:17.
3:17? Is that what they say?
Yeah.
No,
We also have
3
Mike over
a.m.
here helping us out with all this stuff. So anyway, she'd go out roughly in that realm of 3 to 4 to just go smoke a cigarette. And this one night, I remember her, telling us later that she had come back in, and she felt like she saw like a tallish, and my pop-up was tall, a tallish figure of a shadow standing in the kitchen, and she heard like cabinets moving and all, and she kind of just called out and said, "Dad," because she thought it was my dad, but she was also thinking at the same time, it was a little tall for my dad. My dad was about the same height as me, because then I'm sitting down, but I'm...
Wait, was this when your dad had passed already?
No, my dad was still alive at the time, yeah. And so then she heard cabinets moving, and she said, she called out, she was like, "Dad." No answer. And then she said she started to see this shadow just kind of like blend into the rest of the background in the kitchen, which was odd. And then she walked back to, and my parents' bedroom was right before hers, so she kind of like peeked in to look and to see as best she could in the dark, and she could see they were both sleeping. So of course she like practically bolted into her room and like went undercover is because she was like, what did I just experience, basically, in a nutshell. And I'm just going by exactly what you had led me on to believe of what you said by this story. But I want to say it was only a couple nights later or something like that. And again, I might not be giving exact time. I'm going by what I remember of her telling us, is that this one particular night, she was out in the family room, which actually, I know you know what it looks like, but for anyone listening or watching that doesn't know, so there's my kitchen, there's a big like bar cutout. It looks like basically like a bar you would look into, like a restaurant or something in the kitchen. There's a big like window, there's a bar there, bar stools, and then the family room, there'd be a TV and there was an entertainment system, and we had like all their gaming systems in there. And she would stay up holy shit late, and roughly around the time that she was shutting down to go to bed or go smoke a cigarette or something like that, was right around the time of 3 to 4 a.m. And she said she happened to stand up, and she happened to look into the kitchen, and the lights were just kind of dim. It was right down to the hallway, and the hallway lit out right to the front door, and she said that she could literally see fully, as you and I would be looking at each other, might pop up from here to like to like maybe the half or whatever. And of course it bugged her beyond belief, and she ran into my parents' bedroom.
And how old was she, you think?
I think she was about 16. I want to say she was about 16, because I mean I
chills.
was about 12 when he died. So she's 5 years older than me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She wasn't quite. No, yeah. So she'd be 16 or 17 years old. I want to say maybe 17. So that was the first experience I know of, but I was scared by her reaction. Now, when I actually felt something or even experienced something was when, yes, my dad died when I was 14. Our dad, me and Kelly's dad, died when I was 14. She was about, I want to say, 18. And the first time I ever felt that I experienced something was a couple months after he had passed. For the first time, I was actually not thinking about anything having to do with him, really, about my anxiety or anything like that. I mean, having to do with, obviously, the obvious of his death or whatever. We had kind of just been trying as best we could to move on with our lives without, anything interrupting the family gatherings, blah, blah, blah. But my schooling had gone to shit. I was in 8th grade at the time.
How old?
I was 14 years old. So, I remember this one day I was in class and I had a crush on some girl that was in Interborough. And there was some dude. We're from Ridley, by the way. And there was some girl that I had a crush on in Interborough. I'm not naming any names in any of this. But there was some girl I had a crush on, and there was 2 people from Ridley who knew this person that threatened, like, oh, if you try to get with her, we're going to beat your ass, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know the reason why, but I just, of course it would upset me because I was 14 years old. I went home and I was laying in my parents' bedroom because I just felt like it was a comfortable place to be. My mom was, not even home, but I was laying on my dad's side of the bed. I wasn't even thinking about him at this time, just thinking about everything that was going on at school. And I literally heard his voice at the doorway of the room say, "What's the matter?" And I shot my head around, and of course, there was nothing there. I mean, I had no explanation at all. I just literally heard him in the same tone that he would have if it were happening.
I've had a similar experience.
Are you serious?
And that is like, you can't even compare that to anything.
No, I mean, when you hear something, it's very different than your eyes showing with you.
And I don't want to take away from your story at all, so I'm sorry, but
that was my first experience.
Like I said, I've had these experiences mostly with people, like, obviously I have no idea who they are. Like, are they real? Is this a real experience? Whatever. One of the most vivid experiences I have from, like, a real life standpoint is probably, like, Mike and I were dating, I think, so it had to be within, like, maybe even, like, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know.
So semi-recent.
But yeah, we were dating. I was laying in bed and I remember my mom's voice, who she died when I was like, she died, I was young. She died maybe I was like 10-ish.
And you can remember her voice?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were so close, but I remember...
Can you hear it now if you were to?
No.
That's the crazy part.
But I remember when I had this experience, I was in that like twilight zone of being sleeping-ish, and I remember her saying like, "What are you doing?" And I was sleeping, and I remember being like, what are you talking about? And I like woke up in my sleep, and I like remember like myself speaking woke me up, and I just remember her voice and like me talking woke myself up, and I was like, that was like one of the the most realistic.
They call that a visitation.
Yeah, which I don't think I've ever experienced before. No. Surprisingly,
and I think that's kind of. Wouldn't you say that's kind of what I experienced too?
That's what I. That's why what you said reminded me.
Yeah. The thing is, the difference about me is I was fully awake. I had just gotten done vomiting because I was so upset about something that I went back into the bed, and you were obviously in a kind of like
was different. Mine was like I was like sleeping, but I remember waking up and be like, "What are you talking about?" And then like I remember like my voice like actually like articulating words like woke me up, and I was like who am I talking to? No one's here. And then I remember being like, someone was there asking me a question, and I like responded to it. It seems very similar.
Yeah, but yours is like almost more real in a way, because it's like it's almost like you were falling asleep and it was like there was more power for something to slip in. Mine was like, I
don't think it makes it any more real.
Maybe not more real, but it was more like you can explain it more, because it was like you probably had that opening.
You know that dream that you have where like you fall and you like jolt yourself up? It was almost like that, except like someone was talking to me and I was like, well, what are you talking about? And then like when I finally responded to them, they were gone.
Right. And to make a humorous...
So like that's almost like, was it a dream?
Right.
It felt so real, like the person was actually standing there and be like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, and I was like, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
My butt twitched for some reason.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. You hit like a weird nerve, like my like butt cheek like twitched or some shit.
That's what I'm here for.
Excellent. But we are going to take a quick intermission, and we will come back to the next thing. And I'm not sure what that's going to be, but we're going to get on to that because this is going really well right now. So we'll be back in a little bit. So a couple months after that whole situation we had just talked about, this still unfortunately is still touching on the fact of after my dad died, a couple months after, with the first thing having to hear his voice and all. It wasn't even just me. I then later found out that my mom had an experience with my dad, and it was in the most... She's never seen or heard, but she's gotten gifts. And I didn't know what she meant. So, of course, within the first couple months, she was like, I need to do something to make my kids happy. That was the first thing on her mind, of course, is to make her kids happy. And, you know, it's best that they could possibly be. And she wanted to take us to Disney World. She knew she had reusable passes, that they were a thing back in the day. Now it's 2020. That shit doesn't exist because we just suck. Like, we don't have really good things anymore. We've gotten it taken away from us. Disney World used to have these things where you could literally have a pass and it could be reusable for a lifetime. They were only up until XYZ amount of time. But anyway, we had them and she could not find them. So we had gone there. The last time I had gone there, I was about 7. So it was obviously 7 years prior to when my dad died. And I kind of remembered it. I mean, it was 7. I did obviously remember it, but I wasn't like, holy shit, like into the roller coasters and stuff that I am now. I'm a big roller coaster enthusiast. Follow my East Coaster Kings channel on Facebook, or group, I mean. Thank you. And so my mom had been searching high and low for these reusable tickets, and she didn't know for the life of her where they were. and she just wanted anything to just get us there again. She was like telling, my sister and I, like, we'll get back there one of these days, yada yada. And she later told me that she had found them, these tickets, and she said to me, I remember, because I'm very different than my sister. I will talk about it a lot. She did not really.
Can we get Kelly as a celeb?
If Kelly ever wants to come on here, yes, she would be more than welcome to. I hope she does one of these days. But she would actually be really good for this. So so my mom had told me, she was like, yeah, I found all these reusable tickets and all, and I think that Dad helped, and I didn't know what she meant by that. And she was like, I had been just searching in my room and just cleaning up the room, their bedroom and all, and she just went to the point that where she started actually talking to my dad in her head, saying, "Hun, if you're here looking over us, please give me a sign," yada yada. And not even thinking about the tickets at the time, just she was searching in her room for them, but she wasn't exactly thinking like, oh, this is how it's going to happen, where if anything was going to show up. And all of a sudden, within the first like maybe half hour to an hour that she was looking, she opened up her top drawer to her bureau right by the front of the room by the door, and they were perfectly aligned like a fan. Like a paper fucking fan.
Wow.
Yeah.
She had looked there before.
I think so. And if she hadn't, it's but like a paper fan though.
It's like, here we are.
It's just like it's like a blooming fucking onion. That's insane.
You think she knew?
No, that's not that. My mother's not one person that would actually just be like, oh, I know they're there, but I'm gonna act like this is sign. Oh, I forgot they were there. No, like she had no idea they were there, and they were like on the top of shit in the top of this drawer. So it's like
you were like.
So there's another thing that I really wanted to talk about, and I can't in this episode yet because this is just first experiences. But some of the biggest stories are yet to come of places that I've explored, and some of them consist of Chester County.
Hey. Sorry. Go ahead.
Some of them are Chester County. Some of them are Chester County and Delco. That's empty. And Delco as well. But so, tell them about what you're going to touch with on as far as like true crime shit. I want to hear about it.
I honestly haven't decided yet. I think that I would like to talk about both paranormal and true crime stuff. I do have a story in mind for the next podcast that I don't want to give away because I feel like we haven't decided this yet, but I feel like I want to tell you the story and have like your reaction about it real time rather than you like knowing about the story. Do you know what I mean?
I do, but I also think that I'm very open-minded, so I guarantee you, even if we're holding it for the next episode, but if even hypothetically you're able to just throw it in there right now, I'd be like, cool. I'm so laid
Yeah,
back with
like
that.
the next story I have, I feel like I want to talk about without giving anything away is like a old like lunatic asylum that is a little bit of like a history of like I guess true crime with paranormal, but it's
I like the sounds of it.
fucked up. So.
So, all I really know about true crime stuff is like old shit, like talking about going back to like the notorious killers, like like Ed Gein and Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy sort of feel.
I don't think I would ever want to cover a story that is that big, like particularly. Like I don't.
Oh, so you want to talk about smaller cases?
Smaller, like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you earlier, like I said, I did a whole project on Ed Gein, and if anyone doesn't know who Ed Gein is, he inspired. Actually, I want to see if you know this. Do you know who Ed Gein is?
He was the He wasn't a cannibal. He was
Actually,
clown.
no, you're thinking of John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. God damn.
No, he actually, you were right. You did actually. I don't know why I'm
Cannibal?
shaking my head. No, that was one of them. So what movie was that he inspired?
Not Hannibal Lecter. Really?
Silence of the Lambs. Inspired that. Number 2, he was obsessed with his mother. What that inspired? Psycho. Number 3, he wore people's skin.
Leatherface.
So my God, 2 for 3. So yeah, he inspired.
See, I want to talk about like stories that maybe are like less known. I'm gonna like freak you the fuck out.
I'm up for the challenge because it takes a lot to freak me out about that shit.
I also think we should like, and this is me brainstorming, I think we should like visit. Back in the day, Kevin and I used to like go exploring like creepy tunnels and like Satanville. If you're from Delco,
we're gonna revisit those
Satanville and
spots
like
too.
all these spots that were like hot spots for like creepy paranormal activity.
And those are gonna come up too because I've had experiences in 2 out of 3 places. Actually, wait, we only mentioned 2. 1 out of the 2 places we just mentioned, and we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, no, we did used to go there. Satanville was bullshit. I'm just gonna say that.
It freaked me out. I was young, but
It freaks you out because you don't want to get chased by the fucking white blazer.
like a melody that like goes in and out like during breaks. Like
time. Taking a lot of breaks, I have to keep on peeing. So Mike just reminded me about these books that do exist called Weird. They're literally just called Weird, and they'll have like one about per state or U.S. Like, so you got the one in Jersey, right?
we're in Jersey, we're
In New York,
Pennsylvania.
I have the PA obviously because I'm from Pennsylvania, and then Mike's from Jersey, and then my sister actually owns one. It's Weird U.S. and they'll have like the top tier ones of the United States. And it's really funny when you read the ones in Weird Pennsylvania. There's a shitload of them that are near us, like a shitload of them.
The cover was that monkey, like demon looking.
Was that the Weird PA one?
Yeah, the cover of the Weird PA book was it looked like a monkey with like wings, and it was like a carved sculpture.
I vaguely remember that. Excuse me.
He's bored.
No. I've just had a long day. I've been up since I don't even want to say because I may have been up. No.
I've been up longer, so sure.
Well, whatever.
A tree sculpture that was carved into those like monkey with like bat wings or whatever.
Yeah, was it a monkey though?
Yeah.
It's gone now.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly. It was right on 420. Or no, it wasn't on 420.
No. That was like a saint or something.
Yeah, right. That was St. Francis.
It was on
Where was that?
the street that leads up to Home Depot, North Ave.
Are you talking about Bishop Avenue?
Bishop.
Oh
got rid of
yeah. That's right. Yeah. So
that was on the
here
cover.
We go. So here we go. Right here. That's right. It's right on the cover. Is on Bishop Avenue. So if you are in the Delaware County area, this was on Bishop Avenue, and I guess that would be considered Clifton Heights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was right there. But so this book is actually really good. I mean, they got like I said, they got a couple of these, but I mean, I guess they're only saying Weird US right here, but I thought they had on the back of this.
That's Weird Pennsylvania.
This is Pennsylvania,
Weird
yeah.
New Jersey, Weird New York, yeah.
But I thought they had like other. Oh no, it says from the authors of Weird US. So, but I know they made more after this, but I don't know where they started with Pennsylvania first. But I know for a fact that there is a buttload of not a sponsor, by the way, a buttload of stuff in Chester County, which is practically right around the corner from Delaware County. And so, is there any like murderer or like anything of that sort that you would actually want to like visit their grave or anything, or if that's even possible?
Not a grave. I want to eventually. I want to visit the Lizzie Borden house.
Ooh.
Maybe that'll be a story one time, but I obviously have like listened to a lot of podcasts and shows on the Lizzie Borden case, and I feel like that would be interesting to visit the Lizzie Borden house.
I don't know much too much about her. Didn't they make a movie about her? Like, or like the actual like lately?
There was a show.
I thought they made a movie. Wasn't it a movie?
Probably, but the show was like Christina Ricci.
Oh, okay, so it was a show. Because I knew there was some like big actresses that were in it.
Yeah. But there's like a Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast. You can go, like you can actually spend the night.
That's fucking awesome.
You can visit it. It's in Massachusetts, I think.
Okay.
So like I want to do the whole like Salem thing.
The most I've been in Massachusetts is literally driving through there to go to Maine or New Hampshire.
That's probably like the only like murderer thing I want to visit. Like other than that, like I like visiting cemeteries. Like I've been to I think it's called the Greenmount Cemetery in New York, and my favorite is Laurel Hill in Philadelphia. Very beautiful.
Is that by Manayunk?
I don't think it's too far. But it's beautiful, and they do like oddities, flea markets. They have like different stands set up with like.
Yeah, I remember that you were there.
Yeah.
When we went to Evil Genius that one year, and you met up with us afterwards. I've never gotten the chance to go there with you, but that does sound neat.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. There's like the scenery and the graves, like tombstones from like, oh god, like ancient tombstones and like beautiful tombstones. And if you're not into it, whatever, but like I really like
for something different.
Just like beautiful tombstones and the history and the architecture and like mausoleums and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. I mean, all the pictures I've seen, they look pretty sweet. So, I mean, do you want to give your Instagram handle away to see those pictures or no?
I'm private, but you can certainly request me. I am Lexabones.
Lexabones?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is kind of boring. It's literally my name. Kevin J. Rawson, Rewson, if you want to follow. But anyway, yeah, decidedly best killer that there ever will be. I don't care if he's fictional or not, but he's decidedly the best. And he obviously feels the same way as I do if you disagree with him. But, so obviously we have to touch topic on the beers too. So about that Eva Genius trip, that was probably one of the best breweries I've ever been to.
Yeah, they're great.
You don't think so, Mike? No? I'd love it. I thought it was great, but when we were there, like, what was going on exactly? It was like a block party
I think
or
it was
something,
like
right?
like an anniversary party or something.
And we met the owner.
Yeah, they're a great brewery, relatively small in Fishtown. Amazing beers, great atmosphere. I would definitely recommend going there. I've been there a bunch of times. I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been there once since when we went and met up with you after you got back from that cemetery. But and it's funny because we actually went from there to another brewery. It was just to meet up with my sister for a tiny bit. I can't remember what it was even for, but it was for the life of me, I'm never gonna remember it. And I would have to look it up, but I'm recording with that device right now. It's in Exton though, and it's new.
Levante?
No, I know that one too. And actually, my brother-in-law actually does food trucks there at for Rigatoni's. He does food trucks at Levante Brewing Company. But no, this is on Route 100.
Is that the World of something?
No,
It's a restaurant.
it begins with I know it begins with an S. I know for a fact it begins with an S.
Yeah.
I followed them on Facebook or Instagram too. I can't for the life of me think of it. Anyway, it's on Route 100 in Exton, and it's right across, practically like catty corner to like the Giant there, which is actually where my sister lives, like literally right there.
Not to triangulate your location, Kelly, for people to find you.
But she lives on. Kidding. I'm never gonna think of that name, but I mean, all right. How about this? Best brewery you've ever been to?
Best brewery. Wow. I've been to a lot of breweries, so it's a very difficult question.
I mean, this is definitely one of
Local.
them. This one's definitely one of them. Bonesaw.
Yeah.
Definitely one of them.
I would say if we're going local, Bonesaw, which is in, I believe it's technically
Glassboro, right?
Glassboro. Yeah. Great beers, great atmosphere.
I should have worn the shirt, but this was more appropriate.
In Philly, I love Evil Genius a lot. I've been there a lot. I love their beers are phenomenal. Atmosphere is also great.
What's your best brew from Evil Genius?
My best beer from Evil Genius?
Yeah, mine's definitely Purple Monkey Dishwasher.
I love Purple Monkey Dishwasher. They also had a special release. I think they brewed it special for a friend's a friend's wedding. They did like a cake beer, but it was glitter. No,
that sounds awful.
No, it was delicious, and it was glitter. So of course we love that.
Oh, that just sounds so like. All right, so I'm not a cake person. Only ice cream cake. So I didn't even touch a thimble of my birthday cake. Didn't touch it.
I'm not a cake person either, but I really liked it.
Ugh.
But honestly, I didn't think I was a big Allagash person, but
yeah, they're good.
I went to Allagash Brewery in Maine, and that's a great brewery. Maine actually has a lot of great breweries, even like very small breweries.
Your recommendation, Mike, of the little place that me and Ashley went to when we just went up there.
Navarre's Res.
Yes,
Navarre
Res. That place is fire.
That's not a brewery.
It's not really a brewery,
No.
but it was one of the best beer gardens. Actually, might have been.
Yes.
Actually been the best beer garden I've been to thus far. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely at the brewery, but
It's in Portland, Maine, and it's this it's a little alleyway. It's just so hidden from everything. It's in between like a bank and this big ass stairwell. It just kind of comes down from the street.
Very a lot of Belgian beers. Very
Excuse me, as you were.
best beer.
Belgian beers. Very almost like you're in a cellar type of atmosphere.
Yeah, it's exactly what I feel like.
If Leela happens to listen to this, thank you for introducing me to so many amazing breweries in Maine. Bissell Brothers, I can't even, Axel.
Oh shit, I don't remember.
A lot of great breweries in Maine, anyway, but
Axel Brothers.
We got to, what was the one that, oh my god, what was the one that me and Ashley went to? It was right on the waterfront. And it was very
Bissell Brothers.
What was it?
Bissell Brothers.
No. It was something else.
Not right on the waterfront?
No, it was...
Shipyard.
No, it wasn't. It was on the waterfront. It was right by, I keep popping and making me laugh. Is it, oh my shit. What the hell was that called? Do me a favor. Can you look that up real quick? Because it actually is going to drive me nuts. Just look up literally breweries in Portland, Maine, please. Anyway, as we're trying to find that, you probably are never going to believe my favorite brewery I've been to. But before I get to it, I want to list the ones that I have been to. I've been to Bonesaw. I've been to whatever the fuck he's looking up. I've been to what, you find it?
Moderation.
Nope.
Grateful Grain.
Nope.
Bissell Brothers.
Nope.
Funky Bow.
Nope.
So Me.
Nope.
Alright, enough. What?
Can I look at the list real quick?
Yeah.
No
It's
problem.
gonna be it's like 30.
Cape May Brewery's great. It's just getting a little too overcrowded, in my opinion.
What is?
Cape May
Cape May.
Brewery
Yeah.
is great. I know that they can't help this, but it's just getting a little too overcrowded, in my opinion. Every time I go, it's
This is gonna
insanely
piss me off.
Maine is a big
It is, but it's on the waterfront. That's the thing that's pissing me off.
if you live...
And it's in my vlog. That's the worst part, is that it's in my vlog, and I cannot believe that I don't remember the name. It was on the fucking water. Liquid Riot. Bam! Got it. Liquid Riot. That place was excellent. Excellent, man. So take a look at it if you want.
Yeah.
That place was really good. So it's very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Liquid.
Beer? It was very liquidy. No, it was like this. It almost looked like a warehouse from the outside, but when you get inside, it's literally this huge tanks, and then to the left side, it's just so low key and like
I thought you were
civilized. It's
I was
cool.
showing it to you to look at it.
It's neat. It was a really neat place. Anyway, so the places I've been, including Liquid Riot, I'm going to name all these first, and then I want to see which one you think that is going to be my favorite. So we got Liquid Riot, we got Sterling Pig, we have Evil Genius, we have Coors Brewery, we have Bonesaw. Christ almighty,
We gotta get him on good beers.
No, I'm just naming some of them. All right, so you know what? We're gonna stop there. I want to see which one you think out of all of them it was the best brewery I've been to.
That you've been to?
Out of those ones I just listed.
Evil Genius.
So that's your guess.
As your best.
His guess is Evil Genius.
Well,
What's
I
your guess?
haven't tried the one in Maine, but Maine is good, but I haven't tried it. But out of what you give me, what I've tried.
I'm talking about the whole experience.
Evil Genius or Bonesaw?
Evil Genius.
You're
yeah.
both wrong. You guys are probably gonna.
No,
Coors.
That's a shame.
Coors Brewery was literally the best brewery simply for the experience, and they do actually own an amazing cider. It's called Smith and Forge.
Yeah.
Excellent. And they also own Blue Moon.
I used to
And
sell
I can
it.
get down all day, every day with Blue Moon, man.
I used to sell it at the liquor store. No one would
Blue
buy it.
Moon is repulsive.
What? Oh man, Ashley, if you watch us, she's gonna be fucking pissed.
Shock top.
And they were this close to like fucking like being like really close and friendly. And now they're gonna be like boxing over a beer.
You can have your own taste. I'm not going to hold it against you.
I know, but Blue Moon is pretty. Now they do have you ever heard that they came out with an oatmeal coffee stout? It was Blue Moon.
So has everyone else.
I forgot. We will not drink a Coors.
It's not
a
unique.
Okay,
It's
well,
made by
it still
Coors.
is. Yeah, all right.
So we're not drinking it.
Well, okay, so fine. What about Bud products?
We're not drinking it.
Anheuser-Busch.
Nope.
Why?
This sucks.
All along, you guys probably thought this shit was fucking craft because of the introduction, but the introduction was something else. Bud Light.
You just switched over recently, so stop it. The only...
It's still no. Bud Light is trash.
Non-craft-
I'm driving tonight. That's why.
non-craft beers that I like. Rolling Rock.
Oh,
Which is
Jesus.
which is Milwaukee Bush.
Is it?
Yeah.
PBR.
Okay, I can get all that.
That's
I can get down with PBR.
That's California. That's California. Which is probably.
I like PBR.
Corona, usually in the summertime.
Ashley got me into Corona more.
Mexico.
Yeah, that's not my favorite Mexican beer. Tecate.
Other than that, beers, I'm typically
Hello
craft
there.
beer.
We have a friend.
Hey, baby.
So my favorite. So now we touched on the Corona, the Mexican beer. Tecate, like I was just telling Mike, is my favorite Mexican beer. What's your favorite Mexican beer? Actually, you know what? We're gonna go down a couple of countries. We're gonna only make three.
Three of each country.
Novi.
Just no best. So just we're gonna name three countries and say which is your favorite out of those three
That's
countries.
hard to do.
No, it's not. All you gotta do is Germany. We're gonna do Germany,
Guinness.
Mexico. Okay.
Wait,
Wait, that's fucking
Germany
hard.
Guinness? I was gonna say, I was like, you
Edit
lose.
that out.
I was gonna say what?
I was
I'm
like,
not
you lose.
Irish. Listen, I'm not Irish.
I mean, that works. Actually,
Heineken.
it's still not German.
Still not, yeah.
It's Belgian.
What the fuck
Yep.
is German?
Alright, so you
Oh,
got
I-
Smithix. Oh no, that's fucking Irish. You're right.
You guys lose.
Yeah, I'm fucking
All
killing it.
lose.
Edit
Stop
this
this.
all out.
Nah,
Cut it.
nah.
Germany beer.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about it now. German. Now I don't know if it counts or not, but Weihenstephaner is the world's oldest brewery, 1066. Is that German?
That is an Oktoberfest. It might be, yes.
I think it actually is.
It may
Duh.
be. It may be.
There are Oktoberfest beers.
It
I
may
like.
be an Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
For Germany.
You should
Yes.
look that shit up.
What about the Bleitz-Spitze?
That's a pencil sharpener.
That sounds like a.
It's a pencil sharpener.
It sounds like chapstick.
Yeah.
The only German word I know. Bleitz-Spitze.
I mean, it works, but
Pencil sharpener.
I think. All right, so we're gonna come back to the German one, but favorite Mexican beer. I already said mine, Tecate. The Bears. Did you say yours already? Corona. It's Mexican.
Corona.
Corona. Now, do you like it with or without lime?
I'm not picky, but I'd prefer a lime.
All right, so she likes the lime. Tecate is actually really tasty, and with that lime, it tastes like a Corona, like on another like very gradient level. As far as like you're just getting all the taste that you already wanted from the Corona.
What are some other examples?
Of Mexican
Of-
beers?
of-
or Spanish beers?
Are we talking about Mexican? Yeah, we're talking about Mexican
Yeah.
beers. Or are we talking about like?
Yeah.
Well, we got.
Mexican beers, you were kind of limited. Spanish
Yeah, so we
beers,
got Dos Equis.
You got Presidente.
No, that's actually not Mexican.
All right, let's move on.
No, I didn't say Mexican, I said Spanish. Presidente.
I'm a Canadian. I've only had two. I've had
Molson.
Labatt Blue and Molson.
Molson Ice, Molson Triple X.
Amstel. I've had Amstel too.
None.
Amstel.
Yeah, they all kind of suck. Sorry.
None of the above.
Canada, I love you for
Canada.
everything else.
Canada.
You guys are awesome, but your beer is
Canada.
garbage.
Not that I think we'd have anyone watching
Canada
from Canada.
I hope Peter McKinnon watches this.
We love Canada. We don't like your beer.
No. Celine Dion, if you ever watch this.
No
I will
good.
see you next week, Boo. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. So, all right. So, hopping off of that fact, is there any limited edition? Can we talk about wines too?
Oh,
I think wines are okay to talk about, right?
it's a liquid.
It is it is a nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel.
It is a nightmare
It's all liquids. And we don't discriminate against beer. We're beer, wine,
And I guess liquor too.
liquor,
I am only for one
whatever
liquor and one
fuel
liquor only.
you choose.
Jaeger. How about Jaeger? You like Jaeger?
The only time I drink Jaeger is when I'm forced into drinking it.
I failed at that opportunity then on my birthday.
If I drink liquor, I'm going to drink whiskey or dirty martini.
So is there ever a time?
Stuffed olives, blue cheese, a nice little snack.
Has there ever been? Has there ever been a time that you've felt more open to? What is he doing? Is he talking to himself? Has there ever been a time that you have felt more open to like paranormal encounters when you were drinking?
No,
Never.
no.
That's
Honestly,
actually never
the-
happened to me either. I was just
The
curious.
exact opposite. All my paranormal encounters, I feel like
Been
I've been sober.
Been sober. Yeah, me too. Honestly, I don't know what the
Are
hell
you
I would.
talking to yourself in there?
I don't know what I would possibly
Maybe.
think that if I was drunk or even just like
If I was drunk, I would just be like,
bugging
I
out.
was drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I guess you don't.
No,
think
any paranormal encounter I've had, I've
Now,
been
has any
super
paranormal encounter made you want to drink one of your favorite drinks?
No,
All right, I'm out of a drink again. God damn it. I keep on running out of drinks, and you're drinking water. That's what I should be doing at midnight.
No.
This is exactly midnight at 20
Can you
minutes on the
see?
clock. With
My
this
loving
particular
husband poured me this very big Nalgene that has not one sip taken out of it. Every day when I come home from work, Mike is like, how much water did you drink today? And I'm like, stop shaming me.
Oh, look at that. We were just talking about Evil Genius, and lo and behold.
Nice, you drink your water?
Say, drink
have
your
a lot of
water.
breweries on
Drink
here.
your water, baby.
We have Bone Daddy's favorite tattoo place. We
We have 3 of us actually. Amanda,
Dogfish.
Ashley, and myself are going to be getting tattoos soon. From
we have
their
Dogfish. This is Tired Hands.
Oh, that's another brewing company I love.
Tired Hands.
Dogfish.
Also in.
Isn't that Bryn Mawr?
Ardmore.
Ardmore. Okay. I've never been
A
yet.
nice Breaking Ben.
Where? I didn't see that one. Oh, shit on my ass. Nice. I like it.
A William Heritage Winery. Yeah, we don't only drink beer here. We love wine. We love.
So we are big fans of William Heritage over here, and I've been going since it was called Heritage Station, then it turned into Heritage Winery or Vineyards. And now
I'm
it's
a
called.
member.
I used to be. I dropped off of that bandwagon a little while ago because I wasn't going enough anymore, and they are local, so they can get shipped, and they're right down the street. So I was living in Delaware at the time, and it would have been way too much money for me to continuously go there for my allocations and continue to be a member and blah blah blah, and it was getting started a little expensive for the amount of times that we've actually been visiting. So I stopped, and then of course the membership changed in the meantime, so me to actually renew a membership now would actually cost me more, so I just stopped, but I nonetheless will still always go there. And we actually just celebrated their birthday at the winery, and I still have yet to take you both to Bordy as well as Ashley. Bordy's is down in Maryland.
Oh.
It is excellent. It's 30 minutes outside of Baltimore.
I'm all for.
Excellent. It's excellent.
different.
It's probably still the best winery I've been to, except for the one that me and Ashley just went to up in the Poconos, the Mountain View. Did you see pictures of that?
I've never been there.
Oh my god, so good. I think I beat Heritage though.
No.
I didn't. The tasting, every single one of them was good. That doesn't really happen to me. Like if I go in, I'd be like, yo, give me the Simps.
I just love Heritage. I love the atmosphere.
No, I do
love
too.
The wine.
I do too.
I love the service, the people.
I was about to say their employees are fucking amazing. They're great.
If you like wine, is it technically Mulligan Hill?
It is Mulligan Hill, yeah.
Mulligan Hill, William Heritage. Go there.
Not a
You won't be
sponsor,
disappointed.
but I wish I were. Wish you were too.
This episode is brought to you by William Heritage.
No, we can't do that. I mean, we can. We can just fuck around with that, but it'd be nice if they would, or anyone would, for that matter. So, I thought it was a cat.
It is my cat.
I thought he stepped on
I beep.
And once her stinky feet are out of the way, if you can read that, it's not gonna be backwards. I don't think it might be. It says if you can read this, give me beer. But anyway, I definitely got a whiff of feet.
I have perfect feet. Shut up.
I still need another.
Don't talk about my feet.
Do you guys have more Corona?
I think so.
You're gonna need more after that.
Yeah. Can I get one more Corona? But anyway, so double. So anyway, we hope you guys liked our very first episode of Nightmare Fuel. So we are going to get on out of here and get back to the rest of our night. But if you did like this, hit the thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Give us your feedback, please. And we will see you the next time we do an episode, and hopefully sooner than later. And we're hoping to maybe upload once every other week, something like that.
We haven't decided on that yet, but depends on how much you guys like us.
All right, well, we will see you in the next video. See you guys.
Thank you.